Thanks to Marshall for sponsoring this video and giving you guys a first look at their new Heston soundbar. All right, so from the title, you can tell that this video is around a soundbar, but I also wanted to show off this entire TV setup, which we have in the new place. So check this out. This actually all collapses and opens up, or I guess hides the TV and the soundbar. So panel 1, 2, 3, and 4. This closes shut. And that reveals the 100-inch TV, and you can see right underneath, this is your first look at the brand new Marshall Heston 120 soundbar. This is the first time Marshall is getting into the TV soundbar space. And what Marshall has always been known for is their connection to the music industry. I'm sure you've seen some of their iconic amps and maybe some of your favorite artists over the years. But if you've checked out some of their consumer grade audio products, like these little Bluetooth speakers, which I've loved, I've had a ton of them. They carry over that iconic Marshall design. That same design philosophy has kind of made it over onto the Heston. So if we take a closer look here, it actually has a very similar look. You can see some of the same control features and obviously that design language. And that goes from everything from the iconic Marshall logo, the gold detailing, and my favorite feature, of course, has to be the knurled control knobs. As tech has evolved, a lot of products have moved away from analog controls, a lot of touch screens, a lot of capacitive buttons. Each control knob also has indicator lights to let you know when you're interacting with them. They also have this nice tactility, some feedback, once again, in the fingers to let you know that you're scrolling through. And as you increase the volume, you can see right there, paired to the TV, the Heston 120. It's a very simple plug and play to your TV. I did some extra work by wall mounting it. I think in this setup, it looks super clean, maybe slightly deceiving because this TV is so big, 100 inches, it makes the soundbar look a bit smaller. I think most people are around that like 50 to say 75 inch mark. I think that size difference would pair a bit better for most people, but I just need to ask Marshall if they can build the Heston 220 just to make mine a bit longer to fit this space a bit better. And like I said, I do have it paired to my TV with HDMI 2.1, but it is completely wireless, so you can connect Wi-Fi. It's got AirPlay 2, Google Cast, Spotify Connect, Tidal, whatever music service you have. It's got Bluetooth 5.3 with LE audio and Auracast. But I think the main benefit here is obviously you've got it paired to say like the TV when you're watching content, it's great. But when you also want to use it as a standalone, say music player, when the TV is off, I can get this paired to my phone and then I can bump music. It's almost like a 2-in-1, and then you don't need to purchase a separate Bluetooth speaker just to use in your place. So for actual performance, I've got my maybe not so trusty sidekick to watch this trailer. So it has Dolby Atmos and DTS:X, and with Marshall's 3D immersive sound, it really makes you feel like you're part of it. I know that audio is so hard to portray over video. I've just literally got my handheld mic. We'll play a bit of this trailer together. It sounds so good. And this place is pretty big. You don't need any extra speakers. Like the bass is super deep, once again, super immersive, really impressive for how small the sound is comparatively and how much actual sound we're getting in this really large space. And talking about that bass, say you want to up that depending on, say, certain music you're listening to, you want that a bit deeper. I mentioned those control knobs. You actually have individual controls for, say, bass, treble, obviously the volume, which I mentioned. There's different presets that you can control, and within the Marshall app, they also have a room calibration. So we actually set that up quickly right before we started kind of filming this. It adjusts the EQ, the volume, and obviously tailors the sound for the right space. And you can do everything from within the app on your phone. Is super intuitive. All right, and I'm just gonna turn off the TV here quickly. You can actually see my makeshift couch as we still wait for it. Bear with us on some of this space. I mentioned a lot of people use the soundbar on its own, say to just listen to music within your space. So say you're on your actual couch, don't sit in a chair. But this also has integrated music services like Spotify, Tidal, internet radio if you want. Like I said, most of the time I'm just listening to Bluetooth right off my phone through my app. For the actual technical specifications, it has 11 speakers, 4 passive radiators. So it's got 2 subwoofers. I mentioned Dolby Atmos, so 5.1.2, so 5 horizontal, 1 bass, and 2 height or Atmos speakers. We've just got something playing on the screen. Technically, it's all through my phone, which I'll let you guys enjoy this. And I'm just gonna place this mic here. So good, so good. Nice and deep, super immersive, super happy with how this turned out. So that was your very first look at the Marshall Heston soundbar. Really cool to see them get into the TV soundbar space. I mentioned that I'd been in South by Southwest to check out some of their product line. I partnered with Marshall before, just really across their lineup, all the way from their smallest Bluetooth speakers. This is the Willen 2, the Emberton 3, even across their headphone or earbud lineup, you know that you have a Marshall product. They have such a distinctive look. And since this is your very first look at the Heston, this was the actual box that we took the TV soundbar out of. So if you want to get a glimpse on that. One last thing before we finish off, there is some repairability on this, which is really nice. It's got replaceable frets, end caps, drivers, and even the circuit board to ensure that not only is it more durable, but it lasts longer and you don't have to buy something new. And maybe for the future, my only request, maybe that Heston 220 to pair with a 100-inch TV. And I know that they've recently released the Heston 60, which is great for smaller setups, and they even have it in the cream colorway to match some of their smaller Bluetooth speakers. I'm really happy with how this turned out, how this is now my main speaker or soundbar in this living room setup. This is obviously your very first look at this complete new space as well. And as this continues to evolve, I'll be sure to share updates, and I'll catch you in one of my next ones. Peace.